So welcome. This is a little tutorial on how to graft fruit trees. So you're going to need a few tools. You're going to need pruners. You're going to need a grafting knife, or just a little X-Acto knife, works just fine. That's what I use. You're going to need some sort of tape or rubber band to hold it all together. I use paraffin grafting tape. It's sort of hard to find. I'll do another quick video on how to use the just a rubber band. And you're going to need, of course, the scion, which is the cutting of the fruit type you want, and you're going to need rootstock, which is the roots that are going to go on there. You need to match up, excuse me, dropping stuff. You're going to match up the diameter of your rootstock with your scion to make sure there's a good match. That's a pretty good match there. Take your pruners and cut a diagonal on your rootstock. Throw the top away. Cut a diagonal on your scion to match. Nice green wood is what you're looking for. Hopefully you can see some nice green there. Done with the pruners. Now you got to trim up your rootstock. Hopefully I can keep this in frame here. I'm going to cut nice long diagonal, and I tend to scoop it a little bit. I don't know if you can see, I'll do it a little bit more here. A little bit of a scoop down and tail it off. Because of the way they overlap, it's going to spread things out a little bit. So do that, and then, so it holds in with the new graft, you're going to cut down here and rock it gently back and forth so you don't suddenly split everything and go right down into your hand. Rock it back and forth to cut down about like that, and then you're going to match it up on the other side. So we'll cut out, smooth that all out. If it was a rough cut with your pruners, a little bit of a scoop. Don't worry if there's some dead stuff in the very center, that's not going to matter. So you want a nice match like that. Looks good. And again, you want to cut down here. And then these are going to go together just like that. And hopefully you got a good match there and a good match there. That looks beautiful. I don't need to trim up anything at all. So sometimes I'll trim up a little bit more if it overlaps too much. What you want is a good match between the cambium layers, which are these, my finger's a little dirty, the very inner bark here. There's a pale green ring here. That's where all the nutrients are flowing up from the roots into your new wood, and you want as much contact on that cambium layer as possible. So a nice long diagonal and a W zigzag in between there. That's going to give you a nice solid match all the way up and down and down and up and down and up and down all the way around, and that's going to really feed your new wood. I'm going to trim up just a little bit here underneath so I got it nicely matched up there. Blow out any debris, and now we need to tie that together. Now, I use this paraffin grafting tape. It's really elastic, it stretches, and then it contracts a little bit to make a nice tight hold. Hold it there, and you want to pull and wrap and pull and wrap and pull it taut and wrap and around and around. Make sure you got that nicely overlapping all the way up. And that's going to seal in all the moisture. It's going to seal out all your bugs and your molds and whatever else is coming down on it. Got a funky little jag there, but that's fine. Once the tree grows up, and then when it splits like that, that's enough. You want to really use some friction to seal that end on there. And then we got a nice solid graft there. Now, there's too many buds here for this rootstock to support, so we're going to cut off all but the bottom 2 there. They look like they're in pretty good shape. And then so it doesn't dry off too much in the top, I've got some grafting compound here. This yellow goop, and I just sort of dip it in there. A little blob on there, that will dry down. It's a latex, natural latex product that will dry down, seal that off. And now the roots will feed up through that cambium layer that we matched up nicely, feed these 2 buds, and what you want when it starts growing, one of the buds is basically just back up. You only want 1 bud to grow up, that'll be your new trunk. When you plant this, you plant it all the way up, so everything below the graft is underground. That will make more roots off the side here, and it will make sure that you don't have new growth of your rootstock fruit, which is not going to be very interesting, and you only get 1 new growth of your rootstock, your scion, the fruit you want on here, growing up to give you a brand new tree. In 3 or 4 years now, that'll be producing some fruit, and we'll have peaches in this case. All right, and there's a newly grafted tree, all ready to go.